Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff teases American men over lack of Grand Slams, no competition. Coco Gauff jokes there has not been much of a competition between American men and women at Grand Slams, simply because the women have had much more success over the last 2 decades. As you probably know, the last U.S. male tennis player to win a Grand Slam singles title was Andy Roddick. After winning his maiden major at the 2003 U.S. Open, the former world number 1 appeared in 4 more major finals, but never won his second title on the biggest level. After Roddick's 2009 Wimbledon final defeat to Roger Federer, it took U.S. tennis 15 years to get another male Grand Slam finalist. Taylor Fritz reached the 2024 U.S. Open final, but stood no chance there, losing in straight sets to Jannik Sinner. When it comes to American WTA stars, their slam success over the past 2 decades is well documented. In the most recent history, Gauff landed 2 Grand Slams in the last 2 years. Gauff takes a playful shot at U.S. ATP players. For the men, I feel like the women. It hasn't been much of a competition, no offense to them, but now it is kind of was it 3 or 4 straight slams with American in the finals. So I think we're doing pretty good on our end. They have to catch up. But no, I think it's great to see so much representation of like our country in the sport. The 2023 U.S. Open winner said, after making it clear that she thinks American male tennis features some pretty quality players, Gauff revealed her big wish was to witness an American male and female winning the same Grand Slam. Last year, Fritz and Jessica Pegula came close to making that happen, but lost their respective U.S. Open final matches. I would love to see in my lifetime like a woman and an American woman and male win the same slam. That would be great. We got a U.S. Open. They were both in the final, so hopefully maybe this U.S. Open some magic can happen. Gauff added. In early June, Gauff won her first French Open title. Now, the 21-year-old is an Australian Open and Wimbledon title away from completing a career Grand Slam. No competition. Coco Gauff serves up the truth. By the time the crowd at Arthur Ashe had roared its approval for yet another electric Coco Gauff victory, she was already halfway through her victory lap, figuratively and literally. She had just stormed into the semifinals of the U.S. Open, dispatching a top-seeded opponent with a mixture of power, poise, and a bit of that signature Coco sass. In the post-match press conference, Gauff looked relaxed, sipping on a green smoothie and answering questions with the ease of someone twice her age. But then came the moment. A reporter, innocently or foolishly, asked, "Coco, now that you've cemented your status as a leading face of American tennis, do you think the men's side is catching up anytime soon?" She paused, tilted her head, and offered a knowing smirk. Then, with a shrug, she delivered the now viral line. "I mean, no competition, right?" The room exploded in laughter. Twitter ignited. ESPN ran the headline on a loop. TikTok flooded with edits, remixes, and stitched reactions from ATP hopefuls and WTA stans alike. But what made the comment land wasn't just the humor, it was the truth. Chapter 1. The mic drop heard around the world. It's not like Coco Gauff set out to roast the American men. She was, by all accounts, a respectful competitor, gracious in both victory and defeat. But facts were facts. And since Andy Roddick hoisted the U.S. Open trophy in 2003, American men had been largely absent from Grand Slam victory speeches. Meanwhile, Gauff, barely into her 20s, already had a slam to her name and a handful of deep runs to back it up. Behind closed doors, her comment became an unofficial rallying cry among rising WTA stars. In the locker room, the girls joked, "They've got bigger serves, and we've got the bigger trophies. We carry American tennis like we carry our own bags. Maybe we should let them train with us, help them level up." Even Serena Williams, now enjoying retirement and a successful business empire, tweeted, "Love the confidence. Also, where's the lie? Smirking face hashtag Team WTA." Chapter 2. The men respond. Predictably, the ATP crew had thoughts. Taylor Fritz laughed it off publicly, but texted his coach, "Bruh, she really said that? Guess we need to shut her up the old-fashioned way, by winning." Francis Tiafoe took it as motivation. "Listen, Coco's just being Coco," he told press. "But hey, if that's what it takes to light a fire under us, so be it." Ben Shelton, meanwhile, posted a TikTok of himself watching Coco's interview, doing the classic staring into the camera meme. Caption, "Ouch." But none of them were angry. Deep down, they knew she wasn't trying to shame anyone. She was just tired of carrying the flag alone. Chapter 3, The Backstory. Coco Gauff's rise was no fluke. She had faced Serena as a child, won a Grand Slam as a teenager, and evolved into a complete, fierce, and mentally unshakable player. Her game wasn't just physical. It was political, cultural, and generational. She trained with male hitting partners. She watched Federer and Nadal religiously. But she also grew up in an era where the Williams sisters weren't just idols, they were blueprints. And while the American men faltered against the Big Three or struggled with inconsistency, Coco sharpened her resolve. In private, she often asked herself, "If they can't win slams, why can't I?" And then she did. Chapter 4, The Public Debate. The comment sparked a wave of debates. Sports shows spent entire segments on it. Was Coco right? Were American men underachieving? Was the WTA underappreciated? One retired coach remarked, "She said out loud what a lot of us have been thinking. The women's side has been carrying American tennis for 2 decades. Let's call it what it is." Others weren't so quick to agree. "Different competition levels," said one critic. "Djokovic, Federer, Nadal dominated the men's game. That's not the fault of American players." To which a Twitter user quickly replied, "The Big Three didn't stop Coco. They weren't even in her draw." Chapter 5, Training Camp USA. In a surprising twist, the USTA organized a co-ed training camp dubbed the Stars and Stripes Project. Top men and women would train side by side for 2 weeks. The goal? Unity, growth, and maybe a little friendly competition. Coco arrived first, dressed in a red, white, and blue tracksuit, with NO competition embroidered on the back. Shelton couldn't help but laugh. "So petty," he said. "So true," she shot back. They scrimmaged. They played mixed doubles. They shared meals and strategy. But more importantly, they bonded. And slowly, the edges softened. Fritz asked Coco for tips on return positioning. Coco borrowed Tiafoe's physio for a shoulder issue. They weren't rivals, they were teammates. Chapter 6, The Shift. By the time the next slam came around, something had changed. Coco was still electric, but the men were sharper. Fritz made the quarters. Shelton pushed Djokovic to 5 sets. Tiafoe upset a top seed. While none of them lifted the trophy yet, the headlines read, "American men rising with a little push from Gauff." In a post-match interview, Tiafoe was asked what changed. He smiled. "Honestly, Coco trash-talked us into working harder. She raised the bar, and we're just trying to catch up." Gauff, watching from the sidelines, grinned. "No competition," she mouthed into the camera, this time as a tease, not a truth. Chapter 7, The Legacy. A year later, the tide fully turned. Coco won her second Grand Slam title, this time at Wimbledon. In the same tournament, Ben Shelton made the final, losing in 4 sets, but winning the hearts of fans. In the mixed doubles final, Gauff and Shelton teamed up and took home the trophy. During the celebration, the announcer asked Gauff, "Still no competition?" She laughed and looked at Shelton. "Maybe a little now." Epilogue, more than tennis. Coco Gauff's comment had been spontaneous, cheeky, and maybe a little savage, but it sparked something bigger than herself. It turned a mirror on American tennis and challenged it to do better. Not with malice, but with leadership. She didn't just play the game. She changed it. And years from now, when American men lift more Grand Slam trophies, they might look back on one interview, one press conference, and one fearless young woman who said what no one else would. No competition,